Hello and welcome to this edition of ABC 10 News. I'm Jessica Potola and I am so glad you are here. A 27-year-old man died yesterday when the dirt bike he was driving crashed into a vehicle. Michigan State Police troopers from the Calumet Post were dispatched to the scene of the fatal crash just after 5 p.m. yesterday. The driver of the dirt bike was traveling west on Copper City Road near Copper City in Calumet Township when he lost control of the bike and crossed the center line. The dirt bike struck an oncoming Jeep driven by a 45-year-old man. The driver of the dirt bike was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash is under investigation. Houghton police are searching for an 18-year-old girl who has been missing since yesterday afternoon. Mirka Rajal was last seen at 3 p.m. yesterday at Walgreens in Houghton. She was wearing camouflage pants and a blue jacket. Mirka is 5 feet tall with brown eyes. She has a shaved head. If you have any information about Mirka's whereabouts, please contact the Houghton Police Department at 906-482-2121. Police have interviewed a juvenile suspect regarding a potential threat of violence against Forest Park School District students. School administrators became aware of the potential threat last night and contacted police. School was canceled in the district for today. Crystal Falls City Police and Iron County Sheriff's Department are conducting an investigation and interviewed the juvenile suspect today. School officials say steps have been taken and are ongoing to mitigate the threat. It is not yet known whether school will resume on Monday. 2 Nigerian men are headed to prison for running an international sextortion ring that preyed on the most vulnerable among us. Their scam led to a Marquette teenager to take his own life, leaving his mother, quote, shattered to the core. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, a pair of Nigerian scammers are behind bars here in the U.S., convicted in an internet con that turned deadly.
They solicited and received a compromising image, and then they immediately turned to blackmail their victims, hounding them for money, and even urging their victims to kill themselves if they couldn't pay.
Samuel and Samson Ogashi were found guilty of conspiracy to sexually exploit a minor after they extorted Michigan teenager Jordan DeMay. The 17-year-old homecoming king later took his own life, thrusting so-called sextortion into the national spotlight.
It started out with the supposed girl saying, hey, we have some friends in common.
The 2 men targeted DeMay by pretending to be a high school girl named Danny, eventually convincing DeMay to send explicit photos of himself. The scammers then demanded $1,000, threatening if he didn't pay, they would send those compromising photos to his friends and family. DeMay died by suicide just hours later.
When I think about the things that they said to him, it hurts me so bad as a mom to think about what he went through in the last hours.
But now some closure for DeMay's family. The Ogashi brothers yesterday were sentenced to 17 years in prison, the first conviction in an alleged sextortion ring involving more than 100 victims.
This is a serious threat that is only getting worse, and it can happen fast. We know that the time from initial contact to Jordan's passing was a mere 2 hours.
If you or anyone you know needs emotional support, you can always call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Andrew. Fall's chill breeze and color change might have flown through the area this week, but Saturday will certainly celebrate summer. Tomorrow, the city of Hancock returns with the end of summer celebration that will bring the Copper Country into town. With more details on the fun activities during the day and later at night is Keweenaw Bureau reporter Thomas Fournier.
The end has come, but that won't keep Hancock from celebrating a great end to a great summer. Last year, Hancock introduced the end of summer celebration to the Copper Country, inviting the community to downtown for activities on the Quincy Green and backyard tournaments. The whole day has fun for the entire family, with games and food for kids and parents.
We're also bringing back our now famous ping pong ball drop that we're going to be dropping from the 80-foot aerial fire truck by the city of Hancock. And this is brought to us by the Hancock Business Association. We've got over 200 prizes that are going to be associated with a ping pong ball that's going to have a number on it that's going to correspond to a prize that you're going to win. And that's going to be at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
2023 also saw the introduction of a laser light show into the Keweenaw Peninsula. This year, the city plans to bring back the fun entertainment with the laser lights and music placed at the center of Hancock on the Quincy Green.
We're going to transform this Quincy Green space from day until night. So during the daytime, we're going to have bouncy houses, activities for kids. We're going to have an obstacle course here. We're going to have vendors, that's food and non-food vendors. You're going to be able to come, get a bite to eat, do a little shopping, and then you're going to go over to across the street to do the street dance, which will be at 6 p.m. And then while that's going on, we're going to transform Quincy Green into our laser lights show spectacular. We had a lot of great response to our laser light show last year, and we have a new vendor this year. They're a little bit closer to home. They're coming from Minneapolis. They're called Laser Encore, and so they're going to be coming in, and I think we're going to have an amazing show.
The end of summer celebration in Hancock tomorrow will start at 2 p.m. The laser light show will begin at the Quincy Green at 10 p.m. Those interested in registering for the pickleball, cornhole, or tennis tournaments will need to contact organizers by today. Those interested in learning more about the other activities during the end of summer celebration can find more details online. With ABC 10 and CW5, this is Thomas Fournier.
Thank you, Thomas. Down in Flint, a groom and his bride have been charged after allegedly running over the groomsmen at their wedding. WJRT reports.
According to the Genesee County prosecutor, after a wedding in the Beecher area, Taylor Jr. was involved in an argument near a home on the east side of Flint.
Perhaps had roughed up his girlfriend, and the groom intervened, and there was a dispute.
It happened here on the 1400th block of East Hamilton. An after-wedding party gone south. The prosecutor says alcohol was involved. You can see the victim, Taylor Jr., walking in the road after the dispute. According to court documents, moments later, a speeding car runs over the 29-year-old. The spot now where a vigil sits for Taylor Jr.
It's a terrible series of events, and you can't take the law into your own hands, and that's apparently what happened here.
According to police reports, the groom and his bride then left the scene and went into hiding.
They disappear. They eventually do turn themselves in, but they don't produce the car. They don't produce any cell phones.
This led the prosecutor's office to charging Sharaf for second-degree murder. He's being held without bond. The bride was charged and arraigned for accessory after the fact of a felony. Her bond was set at $4,000.
We feel that they had certainly discussed what they were going to tell the police. So we think she's an accessory after the fact, frankly, to help cover up what occurred.
It's a series of events the prosecutor says in his 40-plus career that he has not heard of before.
And I have never seen a case quite like this before. This is really quite unbelievable.
Thank you. In recent years, prescription weight loss drugs are being used at an unprecedented rate. A new study reveals just how much more people are using them. With more, here's ABC News' Melissa Don.
Semaglutide, a drug that helps regulate appetite, food intake, and blood sugar, is becoming increasingly more common. New research published in JAMA Health Forum found that on average, 2.3 million monthly prescriptions of this type of drug were filled in U.S. retail pharmacies in 2023. The prescription drugs studied are sold under the brand names Ozempic, Wegovy, and Rybelsus. Over a 3-year period from 2021 to 2023, these drug prescriptions collectively rose 442%. During the study period, Ozempic fills increased nearly 400%, and Wegovy increased over 1,300%. It's not known how many of these prescriptions were prescribed for weight loss versus diabetes. With growing popularity of these drugs, doctors say it's important to consult with a healthcare provider before taking these medications, as they may not be right for everyone, and side effects include stomach pain, headaches, and fatigue. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Don.
Thank you, Melissa. There's a lot more ahead on ABC 10 News. Up next, we have your local weather forecast with meteorologist Tom Kippen. And later on in the show, I'll tell you about some very, very big changes coming to our program beginning Monday. But first, let's take a look at the winning lottery numbers from today.
there, I'm meteorologist Tim Kippen. Here's what to know for your Friday night into the weekend. We're seeing fall-like weather right now, and this is a good push of cool to chilly air, and that's going to continue into tonight and also Saturday, perhaps into Sunday, but we do have some changes on the way. But in the meantime, it is rain showers and even some gusty winds tonight, perhaps into Saturday morning. But the rain chances are going to become less and less, especially the further west you are on into the daytime on Saturday. And then next week, we're back to above average temperatures like we saw earlier on this week. So here's your chilly air coming into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region. And this chilly air is going to be with us for the first part of the weekend. As we move into your Sunday, the core of this chillier air starts to move to the north and east. As we move into Monday, you can see the chillier air back in Quebec. We're going to start to tap into some milder air Sunday and even Monday, and then watch what happens as we get to Tuesday here. You can see warm air moving into the Midwest, the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region, hot air as we get into the Rocky Mountain region and also the desert Southwest. But as you can see, all this warm air going up towards Hudson Bay, and that's going to mean above average temperatures for us for next week. In the meantime, area of low pressure moving into eastern Canada, high pressure moving into Minnesota, and when you get this kind of squeeze play right here, tighter pressure gradient, that's why we're seeing the gusty winds as we move you into your Friday night and also into your Saturday. But with this area of low pressure also kind of close to us in the eastern Great Lakes, that's why we're going to keep some rain showers going along with Lake Superior's help. As for our wind gust here, we are looking at our wind gust through our Saturday morning that will be in the 15 to 25 mile per hour range. And then as we move you into your Saturday afternoon, you can see with that high pressure to our west, low pressure in the eastern Great Lakes, we're getting this tighter pressure gradient, and that means we are seeing these gustier winds that could gust between 20 and 30 miles per hour on Saturday afternoon, perhaps a little bit higher. As for temperatures tonight into early Saturday morning, there will be some interior west spots tonight that could fall back into the mid-30s, especially if we do get some clearing. And then tomorrow afternoon, it's another autumn-like day with high temperatures that will be in the 50s and 60s. Next 3 days look like this. High temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s for your Saturday with rain showers and gusty winds. And then for your Sunday, we're more or less back to sunshine, but it is cool to chilly in the early morning. Highs around 60 or the 60s. And then for your Monday, we're going to see sunshine, cool to chilly temperatures in the early morning, but by the afternoon, temperatures will be milder to warmer in the 60s and 70s. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. A singing bird and his guitar-playing human from Inglewood, California are stealing hearts around the world. Frank Maglio adopted a pet parrot named Tico and the Man 25 years ago. Maglio, a classic rock guitarist, played regularly, and it didn't take long before Tico started joining in with vocals. Now they're a hit on social media, capturing hearts around the world.
You ready, Tico? Come on.
The rhythm, the range, the pitch. Tico is an undeniable musical superstar. But before we get to the love of bird and song, there's the love story between bird and human.
Come on, Tico!
22 years ago, Frank Maglio Jr. locked eyes with the double yellow-headed Amazon parrot at a moving sale.
You know, she kept saying that there was a lot of magic between us, and, you know, I just thought she was trying to sell me the bird. What's your name?
Tico not only knows his name, but can do a British accent, a smoker's cough, and mimics toys.
Hey, Tico, let's go. We knew he was brilliant. The music thing, though, we had no idea.
That all changed during the pandemic when Maglio tried to record a guitar video for work.
Customers were going to be open. I figured I'd just make a training video. So I'm trying to rehearse Stairway to Heaven and play with this thing, and the bird starts screaming.
A rock star was born.
Come on, Tico!
And talent like this must be shared. One YouTube video reaching more than 6 million views, and their channel has more than 475,000 subscribers. fans chiming in from around the world like New Zealand and Ukraine.
Couldn't believe people were like watching a bird and a guy play the guitar and a bird sing.
It's a mood changer. I have people reaching out to us in dark places that are, feeling really great when they watch a Tico video, and it just keeps us motivated and keeps it going. You want to do a whole lot of Rosie Tico?
With rock star vibes like that, we want to see a whole lot of Tico. In Nokomis, Karen Kim, ABC7, your local station.
That is just fantastic. There is more ahead on ABC 10 News. Up next, I'm going to tell you about some major improvements happening to our programs here. Welcome back. As I told you yesterday, there are some big and exciting changes coming to ABC 10 News. These changes have been in the works for many months. Those of us who work at both stations knew these changes were coming, and now we are happy to tell the people who matter most, our viewers, all about them. ABC 10 News has teamed up with WJMN Local 3 to produce more and better news programming for you. At the end of March, I became the only person working in the newsroom here at ABC 10. With limited resources, both in terms of staffing and equipment, and with the help of our Keweenaw Bureau reporter Thomas Fournier, we were able to keep this show running while these new plans were being finalized. Today is my last time anchoring this news program, and the last time you will see this set. That is because on Monday, ABC 10 and WJMN Local 3 will become known as My UP News. This show will be broadcast from the WJMN building in Marquette. It will be of much higher quality and contain much more local coverage. But do not wait until Monday evening to watch My UP News. Monday morning, there will be a 2-hour morning news program right here on Channel 10. That morning program will begin at 5 a.m. I would also like to add, if I might, a thank you to 3 other ABC 10 employees who have been instrumental in keeping this program afloat for the past 6 months. Alex Miller is our operations manager, but you may also know him as ABC 10 correspondent Alex Miller. He loaned his rugged and masculine voice to read stories myself or Thomas Fournier wrote, so that all of you would not get too tired of hearing just my voice on this program. Dan Unglenex, our IT director and recording engineer, also known as ABC 10 correspondent Dan Unglenex, quickly learned to become a reporter and went out on assignments to film and interview people at local events, most recently Pasty Fest in Calumet. And finally, master control operator and production assistant Shane Barry, who became a cameraman when needed and took over our social media pages, growing our YouTube viewership. And I'd like to let you know that Thomas Fournier will still be your Keweenaw Bureau reporter, and I'll be working at My UP News as a writer. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys every day. I really appreciate you tuning in, but you're going to really enjoy this new programming more. Before I go, I'd like to introduce you to my dog, Dolly, if you don't mind. Dolly, come here. Dolly, girls, come on up. Every time I do this program, she's laying down on the floor, usually by my feet. Come on over here, girl. Come on. Come around. Come on up. Up. Up, doll. Up. Up. Come on up. Oh, you're loud. You're loud. Come on up. Up. There you go. Up. 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 There you go. Up. You can do it. There's my Dolly. Can you see her? She has enjoyed being here with you as well. Take care, everyone.